Now let's take a closer look at each of the data regions that you'll work with in reports. We'll start with a table because it's the most commonly used region. A table is quite simply a tabular collection of text boxes. Now the number of columns that it contains always remains static, but the number of rows in the table will vary by the number of rows that are returned by the query. These are called the detail rows. You can see the detail row in the center of the table data region shown here. It's the row designated with 3 horizontal lines. For each row in our query results, a corresponding detail row will appear in the rendered table, as shown here. The lines illustrate where the detail rows appear in the rendered version of the table. Optionally, you can include header and footer rows for the table and for groups. You'll always have a table header at the top of the table, unless you decide to delete it, and it appears only once. A table footer is an optional addition for your table, and, like the table header, the table footer appears only once, after all of the detail rows and any group rows have rendered. If you add a group to the table, you can include a group header, which appears once for each instance of the group, before the detail rows belonging to that instance. So in the rendered example here, we're grouping by year, and you can see the arrows pointing to the corresponding group header rows. Similarly, we can add a group footer row, which display after the detail rows belonging to the respective group.